Hey you guys, it's Angela Marie, your Queen Sickle Cell Warrior. And today we're going to talk about sickle cell and crisis triggers. Yes, once again, that's sickle cell and crisis triggers. So let's talk about the triggers for a sickle cell warrior to go into a crisis. These are the main triggers. Not saying there are all of them, but these are the main triggers. So the first thing is overexertion. The second one is dehydration. The third one is lack of sleep. The fourth one is stress. The fifth one is change of weather. The sixth one is airplane travel along with long distance traveling. The seventh one is infection and pain from non-sickle cell injuries. And the eighth and last one that I'm going to talk about is mental fatigue. Yes, mental fatigue. So the first one, overexertion. Overexertion, people think about overexertion and things, oh, just doing too much, taking too much. Well, let's break it down. Overexertion could be walking too much. So let's say a fourth of a mile could be overexertion for someone. A whole mile could be too much for someone with sickle cell. For me, I have been dealing with this, and that's why I've been having many crises and been kind of MIA on my podcast, just trying to get my body in check. But the issue is the overexertion. Well, when I go to work, I'm easily doing 15,000 and 17,000 steps per day in 12-hour shift. That's just at work. And that's been a bit much on my body. And when we are hearing our body say, sit down, take a break, we got to listen. Well, some people like myself are in positions where we have jobs where we can't necessarily sit down and take a break when our body's saying that. But if you are in a situation where you can take a break and your body's saying, hey, it's time to chill out, take a break, then you need to do so. Another thing could be exercising. So when you're exercising and you're feeling your body saying, hey, those weights are too heavy, listen to your body. Some of us tend to say, oh, well, I know I can lift this 60 pounds, no problem. But doing that and doing too many reps, your body can get, or muscles can get fatigued, which it can happen with anybody that doesn't have sickle cell. But if you feel your body saying, hey, chill out, that's enough reps, then you need to listen, because you can overdo it. And then just from say you did 10 reps 3 times, so 30, lifting the bar 60 pounds, and you feel it's good, it's okay. But then you get home and now your arms are hurting, and now you trying to take your medicine and your medicine's not doing anything, and now boom, you just triggered yourself into a crisis. So let's just be careful when you're working out. No boot camp style workouts. We definitely can't handle that. Our body's just not prepared to even try to attempt something like that. Running. A lot of sickle cell warriors, from what I've told, loved to run back when they were younger, but now they're older, they can't, because it could trigger a crisis because they overexerted themselves. When I was younger, I played a lot of sports: basketball, volleyball, track. So our male warriors play basketball, football, baseball, do some other sports, tennis. Now they got pickleball. You just have to be careful when you're participating in those sports, because you're doing a lot of running, and that can be overexertion. Just even some of the, pre-workout routines that the coaches have us do in our younger years can be a little bit too much too. So you just got to listen to your body. I thought when I was younger and played basketball, the pain in my legs and my arms, which now I know were many sickle cell crises, were normal. I thought everyone felt like that after practice, after a game. But now that I know, I really could have sent myself into so many crises, big crises, and And I just thank God that He kept me. So let's just be mindful when we're participating in sports to make sure you're taking breaks, make sure you're staying hydrated, because that can trigger a crisis. The next one, dehydration. Let's stay hydrated, people. I live in Texas. It's very hot. It's very hot in a lot of places this summer. So when you're going out, take your water. I have a container. I think it's 60-ounce container that I got from Dollar Tree. I actually found it for $1.25. And they have the little pep talk on it, like "Good morning, beautiful. Let's get started drinking water. 9 o'clock. You're doing great. 11 o'clock. You're almost halfway to your morning goal." Like stuff like that. Like those little containers, or just buy your own little containers that you like. Keep your water in it. I don't like ice water. I like room temperature water. But if I know I'm gonna be out in the elements and it's hot, I will put ice in it. I also like to squeeze a little lemon juice in it because it just gets tired of drinking just straight water. I love water, but sometimes, you just want to change it up. Add a little lemon juice in it, or squeeze a fresh lemon in there. Add your water and shake it up and just sip on that while you're out and about handling your business, going to appointments. Stay hydrated. Another one is lack of sleep. So lack of sleep. A lot of sickle cell warriors have family members, children, husbands that they have to help take care of and provide for. So we're running like a regular routine like everyone else. And sometimes we got to get the kids home, get them situated, get them fed, get them bathed, get them help them with their homework, get them to bed, clean up the kitchen, straighten up before we go to sleep and take our showers. And before you know it, sometimes for me, it's 11, 12 o'clock and I'm closing my eyes, and then I have to turn around and get up at 4:30 in the morning to start my morning. A lot of people don't get up that early to start, maybe 7, 8, 9 o'clock. But you have to get your proper amount of rest. If you do not, going days with only 4 or 5 hours of sleep, the exhaustion that your body is experiencing can trigger you to go into a crisis, because your body's just saying, "Hey, I'm tired. You need rest." So to keep us from even getting to that point, we need to be trying to get anywhere from 7 to 9 hours is what's recommended for someone with sickle cell disease. I personally, if I can get 7, I'm great. Some days that I'm off, I will stay in the bed and I will sleep, and I get that 9, 10 hours of sleep, and I feel so much better. So it's very important that we get enough sleep, sickle cell warriors. The next thing is stress. Stress is going to come. Many of us have children. So not only do we deal with our daily stress and life stress, we got to deal with our children's stress, and especially until they're of age or out of our home. So yeah, with stress, how I handle it to keep from having crisis is I just simply cut it out. Yeah, cut it out. It could be someone like, say, for example, my best friend. We're constantly bumping heads when we have conversations. And people don't understand just a little argument. When I say little, arguing, going back and forth with somebody for 5 minutes that you love and care about, or even a complete stranger, can trigger your body into having vaso-occlusive crisis, which is a sickle cell crisis, when your red blood cells start to sickle and it's hard for them to pass through. And then now you're having pain in that area, and you can take your pain meds. It may or may not work. You don't know how long you're going to be in pain over a simple disagreement that a lot of people feel like, oh, it wasn't nothing. She's just making it and taking her sickle cell and using it as an excuse. No. I truly can have a 5-minute disagreement with someone and my whole body is hurting for the remainder of the day, 8, 9 hours. So I just try my best not to even go there with someone. When I see that they're getting on my nerves, or like we just not seeing eye to eye, I distance myself. I distance myself from that person. Now, whether it's going to be hours, minutes, days, weeks, years, it determines on what the situation was. But like I have someone that I hold dear and close to me. I pray for them every night, every day, but we just can't get along. So I barely talk to them. I haven't talked to them in over a year, almost a year. And it will continue to be that way because I'm going to put myself first because I want to be here. And every crisis that we have could be our last. We don't know when that crisis is going to come. That's going to be the one that completely just have us in the hospital, organs shutting down, and you just take your last breath because your body's tired and you have that final crisis. So do what's best for you. Cut out the stress. If the stress is at work, you may have to find another job. If the stress is with family, you may have to just cut them off for a little bit and tell them, hey, I choose me. And when we're arguing, we're doing this, it's sending me into a crisis. And I'm just not willing to sacrifice my body for us not seeing eye to eye. So let's just say we love each other. I love you. I pray for you. Hey, I'm always going to be your cheerleader or in your corner, but in your corner. I'm not going to be dealing with this. So yeah, you just have to cut that out. Then the next thing is like change your weather. Example, the weather, it may be cold outside. Well, let's just put on extra clothing. And when you get inside, the temperature is more controlled. So it may be, they have the heat. So you can always remove things to stay comfortable. Because if you are too cold, you could trigger a sickle cell crisis. If you are too hot, you could trigger a sickle cell crisis. So it's best to have on too many clothes or layers where you can take off than to not have enough. And then now you're sitting here cold, your body hurting and aching because cold will trigger a crisis. Too hot will trigger a crisis. So let's just be mindful of that and try to stay on top of how you dress to be able to handle that. Also, like if you're in a car, having the AC on, I like to blast my AC when I first get in there. I just can't be in the heat. Like the heat would really, really trigger a crisis. But after a while, it's too cold in the car. Turn that crap down. Turn it down so you're comfortable. Because that air blowing directly on your legs, directly on your arms, directly in your face can trigger a crisis. People have to be understanding when they're riding with you. Or when you're riding with people, hey, remind them of the too cold, too hot in the car can trigger a crisis. And most people will be understanding. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Our sickle cell warrior caregivers and family members when you're helping with transportation. We're not trying to be funny, but it can trigger a crisis. Long travel or plane rides can trigger a crisis. Now, with the plane ride, the main reason for that is because it's lower oxygen levels in a pressurized cabin, and you're at a higher altitude. So you just have to plan ahead and know that I don't need to be on a plane a long time. Everybody's hours is going to be different. For me, anything over 3 hours, it's just too much. I'm going to be in pain. I'm going to be too cold. It's just too much. So I have to be mindful. If I want to go to another country and it's going to take 8 hours on a flight, I need to be able to get off the plane after 2-3 hours, take a break in whatever city, and then get back on the plane and continue my trip. Some people, when they're in flight, require oxygen. If that is the case, on all of these airlines, you have to get pre-approval. So you just need to make sure that you contact the airline and say, hey, I am flying, I have sickle cell, and you have to provide your own oxygen. They do not provide oxygen. You have to have a portable oxygen tank. So you have to make concentrator. You have to make sure you have the correct portable oxygen concentrator They do not allow certain ones. So it's very important if you're traveling and you use oxygen or you need oxygen for the flight, you have to get a note from your doctor stating that, and you have to provide your own oxygen, and you have to let them know ahead of time and get approval. And if you're traveling in the car, because you just choose that to travel in a car instead of flying and dealing with all that, then you just need to make sure that you're taking frequent breaks. Every 2-3 hours, getting out stretching. When you get out and stretch and walk around, it's allowing your blood to circulate more freely and better. So be mindful of that and not sitting in the same position for a long period of time. I know if my legs is just bent, I'm tall, I'm 6 feet tall. If it's bent for longer than 30 minutes, I start to have pain in my legs. So I just have to readjust. So be mindful of that and just handle it accordingly. However you may have to handle it for yourself. The next thing is the infection or pain from an injury that is not caused by sickle cell. If you have a UTI, a urinary tract infection, bacterial infection, any kind of infection, it could be strep throat, anything, your sickle cell could be triggered if it goes untreated. So it's very important when you start running a fever, go to the hospital. Anything over 101 for a sickle cell warrior, we are supposed to go straight to the emergency room. If you can follow up with your doctor, go to your doctor if you think it's your throat, you got strep, whatever. Get on antibiotics, do whatever it is that you need to do to get that infection under control immediately. If not, then that can turn into that pain that you're having from the infection on the inside, whether you feel it, or on the outside, whether you feel it because you broke your arm or whatever. If you do not get that pain under control, it will lead to a sickle cell crisis. And when I say sickle cell crisis, it's not just the pain in your arm because your arm broke. Now it's the pain in your arms, legs, your whole body is hurting. So to avoid that, stay on top of taking care of your infections or injuries. And last but not least, mental fatigue. Mentally, we can just take on a lot. This world throw a lot at you. Life be lifing. But when you get to the point where you feel like you're overwhelmed mentally, take a break from everybody. Take a break from everything. One thing that a dear friend close to me have taught me, you need to ground yourself. You can go sit outside, barefooted, sit in a chair, put your feet on the ground, and just close your eyes and kind of just meditate, think about happy things, and ground yourself. Meditate. Just go sit in a corner and talk to God. Just step away from life. And if you do that, that will take care of your mental fatigue. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say I can't. And that is how we handle our crisis triggers. So you guys, if you follow that, you'll be good. I love you guys. Until next time, please like, comment, subscribe, and share my channel with someone else. Love you guys. You sickle cell warriors. Stay hydrated and be blessed.